San Francisco, I'm coming to you March 6th to the 9th. And then I'm coming to Dallas, Texas, March 22 and 23. Washington, D.C., April 21st. And then San Diego, May 11th. Come see me do the standing comedy. Get tickets at fumiabe.com. Enjoy the episode.
I tried to turn in my lease, because it's over. And the salesmen are like, you can't drop it off here. The bank owns your car, basically. This specific bank is having issues where they won't pick up the cars from the dealerships. So none of these dealerships want to hold on to all these cars.
I've never leased a car, but this sounds like highly illegal and so unorganized.
The bank has to call these dealerships and confirm that they said no.
Okay.
But they could only make one call a day. And
what
if not,
rules? What are these rules?
Welcome to Cash Cuties, a podcast where we analyze and personals.
The fuck?
A financial
A
podcast.
super personal.
Stop. Hold on.
Gotta start again.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Cash Cuties, a super personal financial podcast where we analyze our friends' credit card statements with love. I'm your host, Steffie Baik.
And I am Fumi Abe.
Now, if you're listening on your Apple Pod app, leave a review. Hit follow on Spotify and sub to our YouTube channel on the video version of this episode description below.
Oh my God.
And sub to our YouTube channel for the video version of this podcast.
Oh my God.
All the episodes are in the episode
You need to go off
description
script.
below. I just did it. I just put two things together.
I know. That was freaky. That was like AI. Like
you know what I
Westworld
feel
vibes.
like? Wendy Williams. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. That's rude. Let's take that out. Don't say anything about her because I feel bad about her.
I don't know what happened. Oh, she had a stroke, right?
No, she has dementia because she drinks too much, is what I've
she had a
heard.
thing
Yeah, it's really
wow.
sad.
That's really sad.
The prefrontal cortex is like diminishing. I think it's getting shrunk or something. I don't know. This is not the exact.
YouTube that. And you know what? Since you're apologetic, we're keeping that in.
Oh no,
guys. Shout out to our donor daddies. These are people who give us money on Patreon. What is Patreon? It is the best way to support this podcast.
And our booties.
And our booties. In exchange for your money, you get bonus episodes and a shout out on this podcast. And we have like 8 or 9 bonus episodes on there. So if you want more of this shit, just me and Steffi fucking around, go to Patreon.
Shout out, bad boys. That was a free one to all of y'all. So if you want a real one with your names, we will make a song for you too. A short song with your name if it's over $10. How about that?
Oh, sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
This we give, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Danae, Danayk. Maybe it's Danae. Danae, K, $5.
Hell yeah.
Thank you
Let's
so
go.
much.
Shout
Check us
out
out on Patreon. What's
Danae,
good, man?
Danae, Bobane. Something like that. Thank you.
Steffi, I need to know about this Airbnb hack you were talking about earlier.
It's not a hack, and I don't want to tell anyone, but I'm forced because I want to share
you.
everything with Cash Cuties. Because if I don't, it feels like I'm doing something wrong and I'm keeping a secret.
I don't think you saying this on a platform makes it like you can still totally do it. You know what I mean? And
yeah, but a billion other people might do it because you know what? This is a good
listeners.
one, guys.
Okay. So tell us, so I was asking about your Airbnb Mexico.
Yeah, I'm going to Mexico City. Shout outs if you guys are there. Hit me up. I would like to know some places to go eat and hang. Anyways, I have a hack for you. I've been doing this for the last 3 Airbnbs I got, and I always get a discount because of this.
Okay.
Say that you're staying for an extended period of time of at least, I would say 7 days, 8 days. Sometimes I'll automatically say if they give you a discount for extended stays. Sometimes it doesn't. So for the ones that don't say it, but you notice that the days are not blinked out for an extended period of time, go directly and message the Airbnb host and say, hey, let them know you're staying there for a long time, and if you have any sort of discount they can give you. If not, no worries, no harm. All we're saying is just ask. The last 3 times they have given me a discount. So this time around, the stay was supposed to be about $1,000 for 9 days, and I am getting it for $550.
He took 45% off the bill.
Yes. But hold on. So I was excited and I thought, and then I was like, something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
But so I accepted it. So they have to write out a specific thing to send you to get approval, like through the site.
Yeah.
So I approved it. Immediately I got a letter, and in the letter it says there's a shortage of water in the in the area at this time.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you mentioning this water thing because you're saying that's why they give you such a big discount?
Yes, because it was not explained to me at the front, at the top. So that's why I think they're giving the discount, because there's less people that are going to be traveling once they know this information.
Now, 45% seems like a lot to me. The last couple of times you did it, what percentage are we talking? 10%? Because I was expecting like 10, 15%, which is a lot. You know,
I feel like, okay, but I did this in New York, and I was staying out there for about a month and a half. And I feel like they gave me like a couple $100 off. It wasn't that much.
It wasn't that much. But
it wasn't as much as this.
Is cool.
But the fact that this is so much, I think it's because people are not staying there.
It's a little shady.
Yeah, I think it's... So I'm a little nervous that I might not have... And the way it says about the water usage, it says that I might not be getting water for... it says for either a couple hours or the whole day.
A couple hours or the whole day.
Yes, it actually says
maybe
that.
Don't stay there.
The days have expired where I had till yesterday to cancel.
Why?
It.
I don't understand how you read that message and you're like, yeah, but is that because you're like stingy and you're like, oh, what's still $500 now, so I'm gonna.
I knew I would regret it. It's really hard for me to say no to a good deal, but you also know right now what I'm going through with having to deal with taxes, having to make decisions about my car right now. There's just so much that I didn't want to deal with it. And if not, I was just like, you know what? I'm getting a deal. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with the flow of life and the discount. And
can I ask you a little bit more about like the messaging tactic? So because a lot of times on Airbnb, I'm a little confused because a lot of times on Airbnb, I don't even think you can message someone until you book it. And when you book it, you pay for it. So are you saying you book it, you pay for it, and then in addition you message them? What do you do?
If you were listening to what I said to do, that I told the Cash Cuties right now, you message them before.
Can you message someone before you book? I didn't even know that was possible.
Well, now
really?
Now you do. And
you can message any person on any listing.
That I don't know, but this person I could, and the last two people I could. So you do not have to book before you message.
So you said, hey, I'm thinking about booking these dates.
Yes. Yes. Are you going to do it?
I've never stayed in an Airbnb for more than like 1 or 2 days, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I've never... Huh. Yeah. The longest maybe 3 days, maybe. Because if I'm doing like a 10-day vacation in the country, I'm usually hopping from city to city. Mm-hmm. So I'll do like 3 days in Lima and 3 days in like Cusco and 3 days in Machu Picchu or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm never staying in 10 days. Also, this is, you're going to hate what I'm about to say, but if I need to stay anywhere for 10 days, I'm going to find somewhere really cheap to stay, and it's not going to be an Airbnb. I'm going to find a friend or something. Because that's too long to pay for a hotel or something. That's like rent, bro. $1,000? That's like rent.
Yeah, but you could get for $500 for 9 days.
See, but that's I think that's an anomaly. You're not gonna.
It is an anomaly.
That's not gonna happen to you every time.
No.
45% off that's crazy.
Mexico City is also very. You could stay at a nice place for less.
Yes, the dollar is strong.
But even I found a place that was the cheapest place through Amex's fine hotels and resorts. Mm-hmm. Was $300 a night. So I thought I could do that, but then when I saw this Airbnb, I was like, God damn!
Is it a nice Airbnb, a good though? Minus the water situation, does it look nice?
Yeah, it looks nice. Okay. It looks big. It's got a bedroom and it's got like trees and stuff, and it looks very modern. So it looks like a nice place. But I was thinking, even with that, the last 3 days, I was thinking maybe I'll stay at a nice resort.
So I was gonna ask you about hotels and stuff because I saw that you were going to Mexico. You put that on your calendar, and I know you're always... I remember like the first time we talked about hotels, you're like, oh, I would never stay in hotels below 4 stars. I would never do that. And then for a long time, I was like, what is happening? Like, why would she say that? But then I was like, oh, maybe it's because she's not paying for them. So that's what...
What?
That was my logic, because I was like, how could anyone...
I paid for them. I used to have money back then. The more,
yeah. So that's why I assumed, like, when you put Mexico in the thing, I was like, oh, maybe you're going with like some cool guy, like who's gonna take you out or something. But it turns out you're just paying for it all yourself. And I bring this up because I stayed at a 5-star hotel recently, and I love it. I fucking love it.
On someone else's dime.
But that's the secret. Is I loved it, but I could never see myself paying for it unless I was at that that income bracket.
Really? It just
Like,
feels so
Of
good.
course, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
But it is. I looked it up. It was like that day they were doing a high school cheerleading competition. Every room was fucking booked. I think my room was like $470 a night or something.
Yeah.
I just cannot justify. When I went to San Jose by myself to do my own show, I stayed in an Airbnb with 3 other people for like $90.
It's harder when you're by yourself, I feel like.
What do you mean it's harder?
Oh, well, you said with 3 people, right?
Well,
Like
I
you
don't
had-
know them. I'm just saying, like, I stayed in an Airbnb that had multiple rooms. It was like a hostel situation, and you share a bathroom.
How was that?
I prefer that over, like, because if your budget is $90 and you get a hotel, it's gotta be like days in. That shit is disgusting. So I much prefer an Airbnb with other people in different rooms because it's not ideal, but it's like a house, so it's like this. It's like, oh, this isn't dirty. Like, this is fine.
No can do. I'm not doing that.
So I just couldn't believe. I was like,
no,
when I was touring with Alana, I stayed at a 4-star hotel. I'm like, this is fucking amazing, but I'm like, I can't. This is only amazing, and I prefer it because somebody else is paying it for me. But if someone's like, you have to pay for it, I'm happy to go back down to Holiday Inn Express. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. No,
I think that's where I'm at.
No, I would love for someone to sponsor that. How do we get a sponsor for that?
No one's gonna sponsor that.
No, I pay for it unless I'm like going with someone I'm dating.
So you
and then we share the
always
expenses.
pay for a 4-star, 5-star hotel in your own.
Yeah.
So even when you go to New York,
unless I'm again. No,
With
when I went to
somebody.
when I went to New York, it was for work, so they paid for it.
but they paid for it.
Yeah, of course.
Right, but if you're going to, let's just say
Or
you're going
like
to New
when
York next week for 7 days for vacation and you cannot stay with your sister, you would pay for a 4 to 5-star hotel in New York City for 7 days.
Well,
That's
I
gonna be
would
like
check.
$3,000.
Well, I would check the Airbnb first, and if I didn't find a nice one now, I think I'm trying to be a little bit. I'm being more savvy these days.
Right.
Right.
Gotta
So
watch out for that shit. Yeah.
yeah, and if I'm staying extended period of time, I will. That's when I get a little bit more cheaper, I think.
Sure.
If I'm staying for like 2-3 days, yes, I will stay in a nicer hotel.
But okay, if you stay for 3 days in a nice hotel in New York City, that's gonna be over $1,000.
Yeah.
And that's just what you do.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I want to feel like I'm pampering myself when I'm traveling. If it's for vacation,
Yeah.
I like the feeling.
That's part of the vacation.
Oh, absolutely. I love the fresh sheets. I like someone, I don't actually even have people clean the place out every time.
Right.
Because I'm scared that someone's going to take something or like.
It's racist, but yeah.
Racist?
It's racist.
That's racist of you to call it racist.
Oh, you gotta.
Who do you know who's going to clean it? Wait, that also makes me racist. I
Why
know
are
what
you
you're
doing hot
talking
potato
about.
with the racism? You take it. But I swear, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Of course. But no, I don't.
I was not even going there,
I don't
buddy.
even clean. I don't clean the room, or I don't have the people come into the room because I don't want to waste water, and I'm not racist.
I don't believe that.
I'm environmentally friendly. And
That
not
don't
racist.
believe this bullshit. I've seen this guy.
What's good, Earth?
I've seen this guy just like let the water run when you're taking a shit in my bathroom.
I've never done
I've
that.
I've heard it. It
my
goes
sister-
shh, and
No,
then
that's
but
my-
I
that's my
also hear
ass.
the
That's
plop
my
plop.
ass.
It's like you're throwing rocks in a lake.
Oh,
with a
sounds nice.
waterfall.
That's
That sounds like you. That's how you waste water.
That was the most beautiful description of my diarrhea. It seems like it sounds like you're skipping rocks on a river and there's a waterfall. Just describing Niagara Falls.
The walls are thin here.
Yeah.
I like
First
hearing.
of all, I've never.
I actually tell Nikolai to stay silent so I could hear you take a little dumpskis in my.
I've only taken a dump here once and I had diarrhea, so you can't hear the plop plop. It was more like a.
What's up with you and your diarrhea,
Bro,
dude?
I have
Yesterday,
stomach problems, bro.
should we go to the finances of diarrhea?
Yeah.
How much toilet paper did you use? My grandpa, rest in peace, and I know he's listening, and I know he wants us
He
to.
died of diarrhea.
No, but I'm
Why'd you
just
bring
saying
him
because he told me when you use toilet paper you need to use 3 rolls. He taught me one time as a kid. I remember this.
Yeah.
He told me that I was using too much tissue. Like he brought me one time. He's very militant, by the way, and he was like, "Dude, are you the one using all this toilet paper?"
Oh yeah.
As a kid, and I was like, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting there counting toilet paper. He brought a roll of toilet paper, and he's like,
show me.
He's like, 3 pieces of ply.
Yeah.
He showed me, you take 3 ply and you roll the 3/4 sheets
Yeah.
in 3, and that's the amount you should use. Only 3
For diarrhea?
No, just for pooping.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And it is such a core memory. that every time I think about, as at this age, I cannot stop thinking every time I go to the toilet to number 2, I think of my grandpops, rest in peace again.
That's actually really good because I think toilet paper distribution etiquette is not something that is like
taught anywhere.
Properly taught. And I think my philosophy for toilet behavior is that everybody is just doing whatever the fuck they were doing when their memories came alive. And so I've been doing the same thing since I was like 3, and I don't even know if it's right or wrong. Like, did you ever read that article that was like, there was a guy who was like spying?
Wait. Did you just confirm you do 3 do you do 3 quarters?
I don't count, but I think I'm pretty economical with it. Because I shit so often that I feel bad for my roommates. So I'm pretty economic. Sometimes I'll take 1 and I fold it into 4. And then
No.
Not
No.
Can I just
Are you using chopsticks? Because there is no way you don't get that. Yeah, there's no way you don't get any doo-doo on your little fingers.
So let me myself.
I'm not touching anything near your fucking fingers anymore.
First of all, this is not when I have diarrhea. When I have diarrhea, I'm very greedy with the thing. But greedy.
Okay, you told everyone you were economical, so now
no. When I have regular shits, the first wipe I use like 2 or 3, and then because I'm environmentally friendly and not racist, I'll take 1, I roll it into 4, okay, and then I put it on my middle finger, and I just go in there with 1, and I don't get any poop in my hands.
Are you sure? There is no way, unless.
I mean, has it happened in the past? 100%, but not because of that technique. It's because sometimes you just get some shit on your hands. You've never gotten shit on your hands?
First of all, you took origami toilet paper.
Yeah.
And you made a little flower out of it, and then you stuck it. And then you slightly tap your ass.
Well, I tap it, and
you do tap it. So
you're going to tap because you got to go in. You got to clean the inside.
Excuse me?
I don't go all the way in, but you have to press a little bit. You can't just tap the outside.
Are you lifting the ass, and are you opening up the cheek so that you can get, because the only way what you're saying right now works is if you're not touching the sides of your shit, and your shit are perfectly plopping into the water, and it's like it's not wet at all.
Okay, but you didn't listen to my first part. That's not my first move, right? My first move is your grandpa. I take 2 or 3. I do whatever everybody else is doing, get most of it off, and when there's about 80% off, I go in with the floss and I get the rest of it off. You know what I'm saying? How is this not making sense to you? I use less toilet paper each time because there's a shit on my ass.
I get what you're saying towards the end. But I'm thinking of the inception point. The inception point
of your. You mean first touch?
Yes, first touch.
First touch is with 3 rolls. Three squares. Sorry. First touch is 3 squares. Regular hand.
Got it. Okay, 3.
3.
Okay, got it. But is that one also on your middle finger?
I think there's inevitably going to be some pressure on some of these fingers because it is the strongest out of my hands. But are you using? I don't understand. You just sort of.
This is what I do, and this feels. I don't know why I'm outing myself, but I take it and I do crumble method.
You crumble method.
I know.
Yeah, but that's.
But I think about my grandpa every time that I should. So sometimes when I feel like I've been a bad girl for whatever reason, I will do what my grandpa wanted me to do, which is the 3 pieces.
Because it's all about surface area, right?
But it's also ply. If you're one plying it, it's very hard for you to do what you're doing and not get doo-doo on your fingers.
Yes, I would never do that with Scots. So if I'm like shitting at a gas station and I'm using Scots, I don't do this method. This is at the house.
Scots is expensive toilet paper. Yes, I agree that Scots looks by the marketing of it. Yeah. I understand the graphics looks like it's cheap paper. Yeah. It's not. It's expensive because, like I said, we've discussed this in the past. There's less lint. Yes.
No, I understand, and I'm sorry. If
I don't like that you talk shit about Scots.
I'm sorry, the cuties. If you thought I was if I was going after Scots, absolutely not. I'm a big fan of everyone. And in fact, if I do use Scots and I gotta do the finger method, I will use like fucking a lot of rolls to make sure there's a lot of thickness. I had this weird thing happen to me. I was on the phone. I was doing a show in San Jose, and the person who works there called me and said, "Hey, I'm like the social media manager guy. I'm trying to sell more tickets. Like, can I ask you some questions about your audience because I'm trying to run Facebook ads. And I go, sure. And he's like, okay, let me just type in some information. And he's like, do you know how, what the age group is for your main audience? And I was like, I don't know, 25 to 34 probably. He's asking me all kind of questions. And then I don't know if you ever ran Facebook ads, but you have to choose interests for the people you're targeting. So it could be anywhere between like Drake or like running or whatever. And so he's like, do you know what your audience likes? And I was like, that's such a, especially like specific in San Jose, like I was like, I don't know, you can't just ask me stuff like that. I have no idea. And then he goes, do they like anime? And I started cracking up on the phone. I started cracking up. And I realized,
how did that make you?
When you do Facebook marketing, it's so racist. Because, and then he goes, I saw that.
But you laughed, and then what did he?
He goes, well, he's like, I'm mentioning that because I was looking at people who already bought your tickets, and I saw a lot of like Vietnamese last names, a lot of Asian last names. So I was wondering if they liked anime, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, probably. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
At this point, if I saw more black last names, I would believe that to be
that they liked anime. Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to you? Like,
of course.
I know it's like really specific. Not like in a, but I think this is different than like some guy at a party and be like, well, you're Asian, you like anime.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a professional setting. It was just like so funny to me that I'm having this professional meeting about like money and stuff. And they're like, you guys like anime, right? That's where we should put all our money, I don't know.
Do you say yes to it though?
I did say yes. I said, yeah, probably. I mean, we did sell like over 200 tickets, so I guess he was right. So like I shouldn't have.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I guess sometimes racist marketing techniques really
do work.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Like when they when we talked about rice with Veggiekins, and now we all have rice sponsorships.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, oh, you guys like rice, right? You're Asian. We're like, how dare? This is pretty good. Absolutely.
Should we test that out? What else Asian can we talk about today?
That we would see as sponsor. I mean, if there's any like rice patty hat brands out there, you know what I'm saying? Summer in LA is really hot, and I always get sunburn. I would love to run with a rice patty hat on.
I want one with the brim.
Oh, you know what?
Like another external, like duck brim.
Should we just talk about your taxes? I'm a little concerned.
Dude, no, it stresses me out the minute I saw you guys come in, tell me that I'm doing my taxes all wrong, and
so you're telling me
are you paying for your 2 cars? Oh, the car situation. That's what we were going to talk about.
Well, only if you want to. Well, because the tax one is like is more informative.
Well, I don't even know where to go. No, I don't. That I can't even deal with right now.
It's too much.
It's too much. The car situation stresses me out, but I know what's happening. Is that I tried to turn in my lease, because it's over. It was over the end of last month, the last day. Paid for it all. I thought it was going to be an easy transition from buying a car, and then across the street I could drop off my Jeep at the Jeep dealership.
Which is where you got the Jeep originally.
No, it's not at that location. It's a different, but it's under the same branch. It's Coastline, whatever.
Now, are you just assuming that you can drop it off, or have you?
No, I called the dealership, not that specific one though, and I said, and they said, as long as it's under the Coastline Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drop it off.
Okay.
I already bought the card, signed off on it. Go across the street. It's like 7 p.m. And the salesmen are like, you can't drop it off here. Which I didn't know when you turn on a lease, you got to go to the salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to drop it off with the salespeople are nice at the top when you're buying a car. They're like immediately, nope, we can't do that. We can't take it.
And why?
They didn't even have a reason. They said, no, we just can't. We don't do it. You have to take it back to your original place. And I was like, no, they told me that I could bring it here. And they said, no, we can't. They didn't give me a good reason.
Okay.
So I leave and I call the bank that when it's a lease, for you guys who don't know, the bank that you are renting, the bank owns your car basically. So this big company, they're like, oh, you need to have 3 different dealerships tell you no about taking the car on. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, so this must have been something that's been happening with this bank, is that the dealerships are not taking back the cars. And they're like, you need to find the reason, the name of the person, blah, blah. This is information that's, I guess, unnecessary. This specific bank is having issues where they won't pick up the cars from the dealerships. So there's an influx of these cars owned by the specific bank where they're leaving them at the dealership and not taking it back to wherever these cars should go. So none of these dealerships want to hold on to all these cars.
Is it with that specific bank?
Yes, with
and
that
so they knew you were with that bank.
Yeah, they asked me what bank am I with.
And that's why they said no.
They said no.
What bank?
I don't want to. I
No,
don't
you
know if I could
should.
get in
They're-
trouble. Can I? I don't know.
No,
I
you're
don't
not getting in trouble. It's happening to you.
Can I get in trouble for this?
Why are you? You should get them in trouble. Why the fuck?
Yeah, because there's all these lawsuits with all these companies these days where it's like, oh, you're defamation of whatever.
We are not that big, but also you're the victim. But also, I mean, I don't give a. I mean, but also like kind of if it's bad, people should know. What
Hit
it
me
is.
up if you guys are getting a lease, and I'll tell you. How about that? Until I
But,
figure this out, because they still don't have my car.
So I'm guessing like it's not like one of the bigger banks.
It is a big bank. It's a really big bank.
So
Anyways, I can't turn it in.
So what does that mean?
That's-
So like, are you still paying for the Jeep?
No, so there's a 7-day grace period, so I'm not paying right now,
But
but
it's probably
I don't
been
know
7
what's going to
days.
happen after that. 7 days, it's almost there. So I think I have till the end of this week. So I left my Miata at the dealership.
That we
It's
bought
still,
it.
yeah,
It's
it's still there.
Can I ask you something? What is preventing you from just taking that car to the original dealership? Is it that far away?
It's 2 hours away.
Where is it?
San Juan, Capistrano.
Oh, I see. Now, if you took it there, is it like a guarantee that they'll take it back? Because that's where they got it.
I don't know. I assume.
Maybe you could call and ask because it could be worth it.
But if I go there, how do I? Then I have to take an Uber back by myself here and spend another $200.
No, I don't even bus. I don't know, something. You figure something.
I need to get a homie like
Yeah.
you.
Dude, if it's less than an hour, I would have, but not 2 hours. It's crazy.
What
Where is it?
if I checked right now and it said 58 minutes, you're gonna do it?
Not today, but sometimes I have shows and
Oh,
I have shows in random places. So if I do, I'll take you or I'll go with you, and then you can come to my show and I'll drive you back. I don't know where San Juan is. Wait, but I've never leased a car, but this sounds like highly illegal and so unorganized, and like I don't know why it falls.
it feels
on,
unorganized, right? It feels like wrong, and so they said once you get the three people who, and
Say
then they
no.
want me to know exactly what dealership and who said and what department said no.
Okay.
So they must be somehow flagging these things, right?
Okay, but you should do that. Then.
I did do it.
So you got
and then they were like, okay, well, we need to now that the company, the bank has to call these dealerships and confirm
that
they said no,
Okay.
but they could only make one call a day before to the dealership, and they have to say that they definitely agreed that they said no to me. And
what
if
are these
not,
rules? What are these?
dude, I don't know.
Stevie, this sounds fucking made up as fuck. This Fortune 500 company said, Steffi, we can only make one call.
Yes.
A day.
Yes, for 7
Is
days.
made up.
Then why are they making this up?
I don't know, because you're dealing with some shady ass companies, bro. It's like this is like when you had Farmers Insurance and they fucked you. Remember?
So they said only one call, and once it's approved, then they can then get someone to pick my car up. So hopefully this week someone will come and pick my car
That's
up.
not gonna happen. You know that.
What the fuck?
Because the way they've been treating you, this is like some weird carrot on the stick kind of thing.
But
You know
what
I'm
the
saying?
point is? What's the point of all this? Don't they want their car got?
I don't know. I mean, but yeah, you're right. Like, why wouldn't they want it back? It's
Yeah, I'm
worth
not
a
even
lot of
paying
money.
for it. Exactly. And I'm not paying for it anymore. So now
Right. Is it in?
take
is it
the
in-
fucking
but
car.
Are you driving it still?
Yeah, because I don't have a
But
car.
It's like, now it's your fuck. Cause like, do you even have insurance on that car?
I do have a car
On the
insurance
Jeep.
on this
On the
Jeep.
Jeep.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to get insurance yet. I don't know about the other car.
Well, you're not driving it yet, so you're okay. You
I'm
can
not driving
You
it.
can switch the day of. You can just call them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done that before.
I need to do this shit now.
Dude, I'm sorry you're going through that. It really fucking
It's even
sucks.
interesting.
I mean, it is because I think people who are
It's
leasing
informative. It's informative because
I mean-
this is just so stupid that it's hard. And apparently so none of these dealerships want me to drop it off
because it's a bank.
because I also think the dealerships aren't making any money by like doing like whatever they have to do to check off my car. Maybe it's not worth it for how many cars are on their lot that's useless, right? If my Jeep dealership here has 30 cars that are not being picked up by this bank,
Right.
it's just sitting there.
And they can't sell it.
They can't
so
sell it.
that's
There's nothing.
useless.
It's useless, and they're just utilizing up their space.
What happens to leased cars? Like, where does it go? Back to the Jeep factory?
What I'm learning right now is that they a lot of times they resell it.
Resell it.
They sell it at they're
so these
selling.
banks will sell it back to a dealership, and a dealership will just
I
sell
think
it for
so.
like a
Yes,
discounted price.
this is what I'm thinking.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Once they fix it all
Yeah,
up, yeah.
that absolutely
That's
makes
what a fleet. That's what a fleet is.
Can you tell me what the bank is? I'll just leave it out.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, can you just whisper in my head? I just need to know. Because I'm going to forget to ask you later. That's not one of the trusted ones, though.
Yeah!
No, it's
bro.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not.
Dude, it is equivalent to Wealthfront.
And
you bank with, you have your high yield savings account with them.
That's different than like, bro.
But that, you know, that when I got that car from the lease, it's from the Jeep dealership. That's what they were like. Oh, this is the rate with this bank.
Oh, they suggested it.
Yeah.
Why would they suggest it and then now act like you're a weirdo?
Did I just call it out right now?
Bank?
Did I say it? No, I didn't. Right?
You can't hear it. No.
No, I didn't. Right?
Dude.
I need to eat my stupid chocolate.
You know what? I might be wrong, but I think when it comes to, and listen, don't listen to me because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I feel like when it comes to like taking out a significant amount of money to buy a house or a thing, you need to go with a bank that was started by a white guy in the 1800s. Okay, you cannot go with these like newer, fucking online only banks. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot. Wealthfront is one of them. There's a lot of them out there.
Do you not recommend? You know, like when Asians growing up, they always have like their own specific banks. Like
when Asians growing up have specific. What does that even mean?
Like they have their own company banks. Like that they would go to like a Korean bank. Like Japanese people, do they go to a Japanese? Like you know how Chinese people go to a Chinese bank, the Cathay Bank.
Oh,
did you guys not have one because you didn't grow up around?
In Ohio, we don't have a Japanese bank or Chinese bank. I think the closest one was maybe like HSBC, but that's like a Hong Kong major. I don't even think we had that. But I see like there's a Korean bank in Koreatown called like Hanami or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why did you bring that up? You go to those?
Mm-hmm.
You have an account with those guys?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I just know that's what I've always done.
Oh, so that's your main account?
Yeah.
Wow. So like your mom had banked with them, so you're just like you're familiar.
Yeah,
with.
like Woody Bank or whatever.
Oh my God! So what do you do when you're like when you need money and when you need cash when you're in a different state or something?
It's hard.
You try to like look for an H bar or something.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Damn, no, I'm a chase guy, dude. But you know we don't have a lot of
Always
options.
chasing that money.
Always chasing that money. Well, that's unfortunate. Also, can I just say, a friend of mine recently did some like social media content thing for a company, didn't get paid, and she made us like she called him out on social media, and then they were like, "Please take it down, we'll pay you." And she's like, "I'm not gonna take it down until you pay me." And then one of her fans was like a lawyer and was like, "I'll help you." And then he helped her like get the money quick. And they were like, "We can mail it to you." And she's like, "No, I want Venmo now." And they Venmoed it to her.
Do you know how much you got?
It was only a couple $1,000s, but it's like the fact that like that's a lot of money to her. You know, that's like rent, and she did the work. She deserves that money.
Yeah.
It's fucked that they didn't pay her for over 3 months. And so, well, I guess I'm bringing this up to say
that you were trying to convince me to tell you the bank
I'm not even saying
they can help cash.
Well, you don't have to tell it in public, but I think if there's any people, cashies out there who've experienced something similar or like know what Steffie is talking about, and you could help out, DM us or her.
You know what? I think it's my Asian side of like not wanting to. It's the same thing like how I feel like I could never sue somebody because I'm scared
of
that of karma in a way, like the way the Buddhists believe it. It's like this, like it's evil. It's evil to talk shit about anyone. It's
but
evil.
if someone wronged you,
it's like, have you ever heard me talk? I mean, I'm a little bit being like what is the word? Okay, I'm not gonna do this. Forget it.
No, but I think this Confucius thing you're mentioning is really interesting when it comes to money.
Yeah,
you're bringing up something interesting.
But it's also like I can't really I feel like it's bad karma to talk shit about somebody. Have you ever heard me talk shit about? I actually do it, and it's not like I'm trying to be a good person. It's actually just for my own sake that I'm scared something bad will happen to me. But this is what I'm talking about.
Different than suing.
No, I know, but I also feel like if I sue someone or if I talk badly upon somebody, it's similar. It's in the same realm, the same vein that something will happen to me.
I see what you're saying, and this is kind of a controversial take, but I feel like I believed in all that shit when I lived in Japan. But the second I moved to America, it's the same thing. Like I believe in Japan, I believe in ghosts in Japan, but I don't believe in ghosts in America. I don't feel it here, and it's the same thing here. If you act like that, people will fuck you over and over again. So here, you gotta sue. You gotta lawyer up, babe. You gotta fucking play by the white man's rule.
You are a true American.
I swear to God, because they're only taking advantage of people like you or people who act like that. And I totally understand what you're saying because, yeah, I don't want to sue anyone. But like, dude, when I don't
want to get fucked by the
this is something crazy I heard over the pandemic. I guess there was a petty like lawyer who would sue every bar that didn't have wheelchair access because technically it's illegal, and they don't want to hire a lawyer to fight it because they can't afford it because they're a fucking bar. So they would just pay the fine, which is like $2,000 or whatever, to the lawyer to settle it, and he would just make a ton.
Does he need a wheelchair?
No, he's not handicapped. He's just doing it because it's an easy way to get businesses. Like, I'm just saying there's people...
That's not bad because wheelchair accessibility is a problem.
Yeah, but he's not doing it to rep for
Are
disabled people. I'm positive. He was doing it. He was targeting a bunch of like comedy venues and stuff like that. And I'm just saying there's a lot of bad people like that who do shit like that. So I don't think you should feel bad, calling out the bank that's fucking you. And it sounds like other customers, it's not just you. I'm not saying do it right now.
I could talk about it later, or I will bring it up
when
if
it's solved.
Or if it's not solved by next week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then I don't know what to do.
Right,
I actually don't.
Dude, that fucking sucks.
So now I have 2 cars, I guess, and I can't get rid of them. I never thought I'd be in this situation. I mean, I should feel like I'm balling out, but I don't feel that way.
I mean, I feel like
I'm carrying weight.
Bro, with this Mexican water crisis and the taxes thing, like, your life, it's a lot right now.
Mexican water
it's like the Mexican,
which I don't even know if it's real. That's the problem.
I mean, I stopped listening when you said Reddit. I'm like, okay, this is bad. Dude, I don't even know how to help you,
We can talk about Fumi just came out of the bathroom. Not to bring it back to that, but it is that. And he's like, and I was like, oh, I just feel so chaotic. I was like, did you see that I'm trying to like redo the bathroom and the caulking? And he's like, no, but I did notice your trash
Din Tai Fung
bag on top of
the
trash.
You're using other random bags as a trash can, which I support.
I did. That's an Asian thing. I don't know if it's just Asian, but I think I don't know if it's an immigrant thing. But I grew up always using recycling grocery bags 100%. As trash. You did that too.
I would use it as a line. So we have a trash can.
Yeah.
That we would. And again, it's not like the main trash bag for food because that's too big. But the one in the bathroom or your desk, you just use like a grocery bag.
It's like a Walmart.
Yes,
or Walgreens bag.
And it's the perfect size. It makes so much sense. I remember when I went to my white friend's house in middle school and I saw that they buy smaller trash bags from the store for that.
That's insane.
I was like, I didn't even know that product existed because I did this in Japan too.
Wait. I didn't even know that it even existed now. Wait, are you kidding me?
They sell like 1 gallon bags. I swear to God. And I'm like, why would you?
That's insane.
So they're just throwing it away or something?
I thought that they were keeping it bare and using the trash can without any lining.
That's so
and
funny.
they would just throw it into another bag.
Dude, it's actually really funny that you thought that's how little you think of white people. It's like you're just like, oh, they must be just putting
they walk around with their shoe. It's similar to wearing shoes and walking around the house.
That's really funny that you're like, oh, surely you're just using it raw. Like,
right?
No condom.
Yeah. Do you do that? With growing up, what was your trash can lining like? He's white, right?
Shopping bag.
You see yourself as a white man?
You see?
Like, I don't want to put that on you.
No, you can put it on him. Put it on him.
Do you
let him have it?
We had like random bags for the little ones.
That you bought, like you bought a hefty, but for the size.
No, he said random, like a Ralph's. Yeah, Kroger's bag.
Yeah, but now they like charge you like for bags.
Now
it's 10 cents.
Yes, but what I find fascinating about your bathroom situation is that I knew something was wrong because
did you just go?
You had a trash can. You had your Din Tai Was it Din Tai Fung?
Yes, Fung.
Fung, which is a
The
Taiwanese
fuck's
restaurant.
Din Tai Fung?
I don't fucking know, bro. You use that, and it's so funny. You use a really nice takeout bag from Din Tai Fung as your bathroom trash can, but it's placed on top of your regular trash can.
Because it doesn't fit. Because it's a hard. Din Tai Fung has those bags have to be like at least $1
I never asked
to
you
make.
to make it fit. I just thought it was. Why don't you just change out the? I just thought it was like trash can on top of a trash can. That is. I just wanted to check in as a friend.
Dude, that's weird of you. That's not a trash can on a trash can. What I'm saying is that trash can doesn't fit. The trash can. The bag is a hard. First of all, Din Tai Fung bags are sturdy.
They're sturdy, yeah.
So if anything spills, nothing's getting through.
Then put it next to it. Why on top? This is another thing that bothered me. And this is the thing
about you. What bothered you about my toilet and bathroom?
Listen up. And this is a weird money brand finance thing. I have a hard time putting garbage into nice bags. And Din Tai Fung is like a nicer restaurant where every time I go, I spend like at least $80. And the fact that I saw a bunch of toilet paper in there and like bunch of shit in there, it made me uncomfortable. And I'm like, I don't know why. I'm not saying don't do it, but it's just a weird head thing. Like, it's kind of like if I saw a bunch of shit in a bag from like Rag and Bone. I'm like, oh, but that's a nice bag.
You know what really bothers me about what you're saying right now?
Go ahead.
More than anything?
Go ahead.
Is the fact that you didn't even throw anything away in my trash bag. Because it wasn't like you just said right now you looked inside my trash bag. That is so rude, by the way, to look into inside my trash bag and not even use it just so that you could be annoyed by the fact that I'm using a nice trash bag and recycling.
How about the fact that you put your trash can fucking 3 feet high in the air because on top of a fucking trash can, so it's in my fucking face when I'm peeing.
But you're not even using it
unless
but it's
in my face,
you're using it normally to fucking pee into the trash. Are you peeing in my trash bags? Is that why it smells like that? I noticed it
because, again, it's a nice bag and there's like a big ass Chinese letter on it. So like when you walk in, that is the first thing I noticed because it's a loud bag. It is loud. So you're like, whoa. I'm hearing Asian drums. I'm like, whoa. So then I'm like looking at it and I'm like, oh, she's using it as a trash can. And it makes me feel, Maria does this too. She uses nice bags as trash cans. And again, you should totally do that because it is just paper at the end of the day. But there's a dissonance in my head happening when I see, like if I go over there and I see that like you put something really, if you're using like a bag you got from Louis Vuitton, not the actual bag, but the bag that came inside of a bag. If you're using that as like trash can and I see like tomato sauce in there, there's like a inside of me.
What do you want to do with the nice trash bag?
Japanese people use nice bags from stores to gift other people things. So
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But this is I used to do that, right? I feel guilty taking a Louis Vuitton bag that I bought a bag in and offering you like bananas. Yeah. You know what I mean? Wrapped in a bag. It's like because you're expecting something else when the minute you see that bag, you're like, oh my God. Well, but you look in there, and there's half-eaten crackers.
Okay, I see your point, but I don't think any of your friends are like, she must have got me something from Louis Vuitton. It's just like, but it
feels rude
in
now
Japan, it's
as an
such
adult.
a thing that if I remember when I was younger, my mom would meet up with like an old friend from high school or something, and she's carrying a bag and it says like Calvin Klein on it or whatever. No one on my side of the family is thinking she bought us something from Calvin Klein. We all know it's like, oh, there's some jam in there that she got from like a nice department store.
If anything, you're essentially showing off that you shop at Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
And then you're like, haha, friend, look what I buy.
Yeah.
And you have these peas that I've packaged for you cutely, but it's just a bag of peas.
I never thought of it as a flex.
April Fools!
Japanese people do, you know what, that makes so much sense because we're not very outwardly spoken, but we do like to flex, and it's very
passive.
Evil. It's a passive flex. It's like, I got you some jam, but it's like, but I also shop at YSL, bitch. You know where you weren't at? Hermes.
Yeah. And it's not even designer jam. It's Smucker's.
No. It's usually like nice jam. It's like a gift, but I know what you mean. It is funny to like, here's some nice fucking bananas for you.
Dude, a Din Tai Fung bag is not a Louis Vuitton bag. I would feel weird doing that myself. I agree with how awkward that would be if you saw a Louis. You would think actually I was a baller if you saw that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but the other thing is, again, this is a Fumi thing, but it's food, and I don't like mixing food with bathroom. And
But every grocery bags are all food bags.
yeah, but when I think of Ralph's, I don't think of like a plate with delicious food on it. I think of like I bought like Band-Aids there or something, you know. But there's something about like like dumplings, and I'm taking a dump. It's just fucking, you know what I mean? Like
Dump
it's not,
and dumplings. That's funny.
it's just kind of like, to me, it's like inappropriate. Cuties, thank you so much for listening. This is another solo episode. We love you guys. Please follow us on all the socials at Cash Cuties Pod. You can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Venmo at the Fumi Abe. That's TheFumiAbe.
And you guys can find me at steffiebake.com or on Instagram at bakegoods, BAIKEDGUDS. And you can Venmo me at Steffie is me.
Shout out to our video producer Nicholas Peters, sound engineer Domagoy Ivanchik, clip guy Matthias Robles, and analyst Holly Sandler. We cannot do this without you.
Love y'all.
We want to hear about your spending habits and your Cash Cuties moments. Email us at cashcutiespodcast@gmail.com and tell us what's going on with you, what financial topics you'd like to hear about. Send us a voice memo if you want us to play it on the pod. I think that's it. We'll see you guys next week. And until then, spend your money wisely.
Or don't. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.